Maiden's Run for Your Lives tour is right around the corner. And the closer we get to it, the more verified leaked information from a guy who knows Steve Harris's barber starts pouring in.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Including the latest leaked Run for Your Lives setlist, the official Iron Maiden photographer who's given away the early Iron Maiden deep cut, and the deciphering of the cryptic message NICKO McBRAIN has sent in the latest Iron Maiden fan club magazine.
Welcome, boys and girls, how are you?
But are those actually true? Well, let's find out. Here guys, real quick, as always, please do not hesitate to comment on anything you hear or see in this video, and especially if you disagree with me, because the whole point of our Up the Irons series is of course to start a conversation. But alright, let's do it. So talking about the supposed Run for Your Lives tour setlist, which popped up on Maiden Chile page a couple of days ago. First of all, I just have to point out that out of all the leaked Iron Maiden setlist, which there were a lot in the past weeks, this one actually looks the most legit. But just to be clear, there is absolutely no official confirmation that this is actually a real one, and Maiden Chile were very clear about that as well. But according to them, it comes from what they called a very reliable foreign source, and it actually looks really interesting.
Yep.
Now, first of all, it opens with a song which many of us, including me actually, predicted to be the opening track for the Run for Your Lives tour. The underappreciated opener from the Fear of the Dark album, which has actually never been performed live by Iron Maiden before, and which would simply be the perfect introduction for the new Iron Maiden drummer, Simon Dawson. As yeah, I cannot even think of a better way to officially welcome Simon into the Iron Maiden family than with this track. Furthermore, the setlist includes such songs as Wrathchild, Prowler, Phantom of the Opera, which is pretty much a given at this stage, and I think everyone can agree with this, but also Killers, Sanctuary, and Running Free. So 6 songs from Iron Maiden's Paul Di'Anno era, as well as some beloved Bruce Dickinson classics, including some of the deeper cuts, including To Tame a Land, which in all honesty would make perfect sense given the renewed Dune craze all around the world, and of course Sea of Madness and Infinite Dreams, which after the announcement of Iron Maiden's book of the same title, a lot of people started including in their setlist predictions. And in all honesty, even if all the other songs on this setlist are absolutely wrong, I would simply freak out if Iron Maiden would finally play Infinite Dreams live once again.
Infinite dreams, I can't deny them.
What also adds some credibility to the setlist is that it includes the song Power Slave, of which, by the way, NICKO McBRAIN also has spoken in the Iron Maiden fan club magazine. And in addition to everything, those who are not new to our Up the Irons series and watched the previous Up the Irons episode know that Bruce Dickinson has pretty much confirmed for the Run for Your Lives tour after his comment of needing a new bird mask for this year. And of course, it also features some of the biggest Iron Maiden hits, without which this tour simply would not be possible, such as The Number of the Beast, The Trooper, Fear of the Dark, and of course, the song which has given this tour its title. And the last but not least about this setlist prediction is that it actually features at least one song from each of the first 9 Iron Maiden records, which to this very day, I still stand firm on my belief that they will perform on the upcoming tour and they will represent each of the first 9 records at least with one track. Although here is where the setlist becomes a little bit trickier, as when it comes to the band's 8th studio record, No Prayer for the Dying, the song which is supposed to represent it here does not actually exist in real life, which in addition to the fact that the setlist lacks Aces High, one of the most beloved Iron Maiden songs worldwide and one of the most appropriate ones today in 2025, drops the setlist prediction's credibility by several points. At least for me. So, is this setlist real? Well, it very much may be. And once again, I actually believe that it is one of the most possible ones out of all of the recently officially leaked setlists. So yes, there is a very high chance that it is. Although, it does not really coincide with the other predictions made based on NICKO McBRAIN's recent comments. The latest Iron Maiden fan club magazine was pretty much entirely dedicated to the legendary NICKO McBRAIN. And here, before anything else, I simply have to point out that this was actually one of the best and the most emotional Iron Maiden fan club magazines I've ever had a pleasure of reading. So huge thanks and kudos to everyone who's worked on this issue. And if you still haven't read it, definitely give it a read. It is totally worth it. But among the many questions which NICKO McBRAIN has been answering in this issue were two which could possibly include several hints onto what Iron Maiden may play on the upcoming tour. With the first one being Power Slave, which by the way NICKO mentions as one of the most difficult songs which he had to learn at Iron Maiden. And the second one being Sun and Steel, which NICKO McBRAIN to this very day regrets that the band has never performed live together with him. And which, he says, pretty much right after telling a story of how Steve Harris got pretty pissed with him for performing Alexander the Great with Titanium Torch before they did it together with Iron Maiden. And here's the thing, those who are not new to this channel know that I've been kind of talking about this song possibly being performed at the Run For Your Lives tour for quite a while now. I mean, since the very announcement of this tour, and after the Japanese building appeared behind Eddie on the tour poster. And although I do understand that there's a very little chance that Iron Maiden will actually include it under the setlist, given the fierce competition among the songs that they are facing these days. Still, I don't know about you, but I would simply freak out if Iron Maiden would finally give it justice, and not only in the form of a tasty beverage. And by the way, another important part of this magazine was NICKO McBRAIN addressing the whole fact that this will be the first Iron Maiden tour in over 40 years without him and with Simon Dawson behind the drum kit. And in his message to the Iron Maiden fans, he first of all reassured that the band will sound great with Simon, but secondly also asked everyone to not compare Simon to him, but rather enjoy the new live formation of Iron Maiden for what it is. And I actually think that this was a very, very classy move, as I can't even imagine how hard it must be for NICKO McBRAIN to see the band preparing for the Run For Your Lives tour and not be a part of these preparations.
I love my job.
Oh, and he also addressed the most important and pressing question of all: who is the nicest looking bloke at Iron Maiden now that he is gone? And it is Dave Murray.
We're connecting with NICKO throughout the years.
But nevertheless, these are the latest of the Iron Maiden news before the start of the Run For Your Lives tour. So what do you think about this setlist, and what do you think about NICKO McBRAIN's comments? As well as about the fact that official Iron Maiden photographer has just posted a picture on Instagram of the Killer Crew preparing for the start of this tour with the soundtrack of Transylvania.
It's just outrageous.
So yeah, let us know in the comments which songs do you hope Iron Maiden will play next week. Oh, and huge thanks to everyone who will be watching this tour in the Pilgrims merch. And to answer a question which some of you guys had, the shipping time for within Europe is around 7 days, and for the North and South America and beyond is around 10 to 14 days. So yeah, just FYI. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!